We've got a big-time Premier League Player of the Month winner that was just announced. Well, it wasn't announced, actually. It was just leaked a couple of hours ago. It was between Mateus Cunha and Mo Salah. We now know the winner of it. We'll talk about it in the leak section. Also, this Ronaldinho mistake, maybe it wasn't a mistake, okay? Maybe it wasn't, because the pack never went away fully. Still no word about an EA tweet about it, so there is a chance that none of this was actually a mistake. I know that sounds insane, and we'll kind of talk about more about what I think happened with that. But if you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. I haven't even used my Dinho yet because I just have been staring at him in a really homo way as well. And then also I don't want to play console gameplay. So I'm just like, okay, I'll probably use him later tonight. But also, guys, there was indeed more compensation chat again today. People clamoring for it again. No, I'm not kidding. This is, you don't have deja vu. We simply as a community cannot shut the fuck up about compensation, and we'll talk about it. But I want to say thank you for being here. We're approaching on 18,000 subs, which is incredible, so thank you all for that. But okay, on to content now. We'll talk about this Baggio here in a sec, and I guess we can talk about it now. He looks pretty decent. The SBC is a little expensive, and I don't love the playstyles on him. Tiki-taka this year, by the way, guys, is so insane. I'm actually gonna make a video tonight about the squad battles tips. The next video on my main channel is going to be a 5 tips video, and one of my tips is going to be tiki-taka, because this game, more than any game that I can remember in really, well, especially since playstyles came in, which was 1 year ago, but this game, more than I can ever remember, passing is important, and especially first time passing, it is utterly maybe the most important thing, because pace, you might as well put a 38 pace player out there. It doesn't matter, guys. A 38 pace striker and an 85 pace striker are the exact same. I'll go to my grave with that one in FC 25. But anyway, he looks okay. But what I wanted to say is that talking about the content stuff right now, yesterday's video, we talked about kind of EA's plan. If you didn't see yesterday's video, because I titled it with like all Ronaldinho stuff, we talked yesterday about EA's content plan. And what it seems like is that, yeah, UFL just came out. Yeah, we had earlier in the game cycle where Black Ops 6 came out, and we had a little bit, what was like a week ago or 2 weeks ago when OG Fortnite came out. That was like at most a week ago, right? It feels like what actually EA's content plan is to not attempt to compete with that release. It seems like their content plan is to try to let the hype die down a little bit on those games in, say, a couple weeks time when we get towards Christmas, when content you know is going to be great towards the holiday season for FC, and they're counting on you coming back during those times. That seems to be like what their content plan is, right? And if I'm going to be cynical with that, my guess would be they've consulted with people who have told them that that's the best course of action. And by people, I'm assuming psychologists, right? That's what I would assume. I have zero proof of that, by the way, but that's what I would assume. They say, well, actually, if you let them leave for a little bit, have them come back, and then they'd be willing to spend more money because they'd be gone for a while, and they're going to come back. At least we're counting on them coming back. Their team won't be as good in through 2 or 3 weeks, right? They want to come back. Maybe they're more likely to spend money that way to get caught back up. That would be my guess as to what the goal would be. Once again, speculation, zero proof of that. But okay, moving on now to the next part of the video, and that's the Ronaldinho saga that we saw yesterday and talked about yesterday. There's been no word from EA about it at all as of now. So there is a chance that this was not a mistake, or that they just are not going to acknowledge it and kind of have it move on. Because even in my comment section, I saw some people say, you know, it was a 4.2% chance, right? So obviously, like, there's a decent chance if you to get Ronaldinho in there. But the thing is, with that 4.2%, you've obviously, there's 5 total succession icons you can get, including Ronaldinho from this pack here. It's like Kaká, Pichon, Del Piero, Ronaldinho, and there's one more I think I'm forgetting there. I can't think of it, but obviously you would expect the Ronaldinho odds to be a lot worse than I think it's Steven Gerrard. Gerrard you can get out of that too. You'd expect the Gerrard and Pichon odds to be a lot higher than the Ronaldinho odds. So 4.2% for an icon player is like, that's actually probably one of the better ones that you can get, but Ronaldinho's odds you would expect to be a lot lower than that. And it sure seemed like he was coming out a lot. I personally find it very hard to believe that that was not a mistake in terms of his pack weight. But as you can see, the pack is literally still here on my console version, and there's zero tweet here from EA Direct about it, and they even have tweeted since the mistake. So my guess would be they are not going to say anything about this, and I think you just need to prepare yourself for that. I don't think we're going to get answers on this one. I think that there is slight plausible denial deniability in their eyes, which means that it's so much easier for them to not say anything than it is to acknowledge that the odds were maybe slightly above what they intended it to be, and then have people get mad about that. Ignoring it allows them to just not have to deal with that. So that's what I would guess is happening here. But there were people even in my comment section after I uploaded the video saying, I just opened it and I got Ronaldinho. So there is, I guess, there's a chance, even if it is a 0.1% chance, there is a chance that the pack just has crazy odds. And that's just how the pack is. I don't know. But okay, on to the title of the video now, and that's the Premier League Player of the Month. It has been leaked, and Matheus Cunha is not the Premier League Player of the Month winner. It is indeed Mo Salah. He is leaked to have won it. His SBC is going to come on Friday. Now, eafc leak says the estimated price is 1 million coins. Now, he has been leaking some prices in the past, so I'm assuming that this is going to be pretty much what his price is going to be, about 1 million coins. It's going to be very good. It looks something like this, if not maybe even a little bit better, actually. Yeah, here's this card here with like the +1 dribbling on him. This is like what it probably is going to look something like there. 91 pace, 90 shot, 91 dribbling. So 1 million coins. I mean, it's rare they don't overprice the Prem Player of the Month by a little bit, so I'm not surprised to see that, but it's not the worst price point ever, at least for, I think, for what the card will look like. But Matheus Cunha, yes, did not win it. There were people a little bit up in arms about that, but they finished on actually very similar tallies and goals and assists in the month of November, and just Mo Salah, you know, and the Mo Salah tax, one of the most popular players in the world, is probably going to end up edging it out due to the fact that he is so popular. And then there was this tweet, which I died a little bit inside seeing this. There was possibly another translation error on another pack. Now, it turned out actually that Google Translate was translating it differently than ChatGPT was, and don't worry, I'll get into more of this in a second, how fucking dumb this is, but basically Google Translate was saying that it was 90 or higher instead of the actual pack where it was supposed to be 90 or lower, but then the ChatGPT translation says no higher than 90. So that was all the rage. That was all the rage today, and I just, like, the amount of engagement that these compensation tweets get, 1 million views on this one, I mean, it is absurd, guys. There's not even going to be compensation for this pack. Many of the Chinese hardcore loyal FUTshare followers replied and said, no, it's correct. I mean, I can't take it anymore. I can't take talking about bad pack translations that will give out compensation, which, by the way, it did happen today. 91 plus icon compensation came out, which we're going to talk about right now. Base icon 91 plus compensation is here, and this tweet as well had 723 replies to it, which is crazy. So how many people opened that first pack with coins or points, guys? I mean, just an ungodly amount of people open that first one with packs or coins. Now, keep in mind, this 91 plus icon actually is pretty damn good. It's like 17 Ws, 2 mid, 5 Ls, right? It's a very good pack. So maybe I'm an idiot, and maybe compensation, like, we got to keep digging into, because you can get some crazy shit out of it for a better price than what EA actually has them priced at, right? Technically speaking, like, it makes sense for us to dig into this stuff because EA prices out of a lot of cards. So you try and get every chance you can to get the best cards in the game, which is why I don't necessarily fully blame the community for this, because, like, they're just trying to get the best cards in the game and get their favorite players of all time. And an R9, I mean, you're just not going to get unless you somehow luck into something, right? And by luck into, I mean, literally, you have to get it so beyond lucky, it's insane. So it's hard to blame people for trying to take every little advantage they can when you want to get your favorite players of all time. So EA is still mostly at fault here. Let's not, like, get it too fucked up. That doesn't necessarily mean that you and I don't have to get annoyed at this constant barrage of compensation chatter. And compensation can massively affect the market. So we have to keep talking about it. I just don't know how much more I can take before our eyes burst out of our sockets. Like, I don't know how much we all can take. But hey, FC Pro Live, guys, was going on today. If you got your viewership rewards, I'm sure you saw that. Sasha Bowie is going to get an 87 to an 88 and also a 1-star weak foot / skill move boost. So nice upgrades there for Bowie SBC owners. We have a leaked SBC, which is Lucas Beraldo, which we did not see his official stats, I don't think, in that leak we saw. But he has no playstyle plus and, like, not the craziest card. So I'm assuming actually he's going to be an objective. If I had to guess, this is an objective here, or he's coming as some sort of, like, secondary reward on a bigger SBC. I don't know. Just this card doesn't look all that enticing. If you guys want to check out some FC Pro gameplay here, this is the state of the game at the moment. This is why I say it does rival FIFA 19, because of just the broken shit people attempt to do to score goals, right? Here's a volley from the edge of the box that is just absurd, right? Look at that Drogba volley. I mean, that is ridiculous. And that's why I say, like, is that much crazier than an El Tornado cross to a header, right? Like, that's not that much crazier than the FIFA 19 broken shit we had, right? So to be honest with you, it does rival that, and I just played somebody in champs. You know, I got ranked 2 last week, or 2 weeks ago, sorry. And last week I went 10-5, I think, and I played against a couple players that just literally volley power shotted outside the box the entire game on new gen. This isn't an old gen thing, you know, old gen has had that for a while now. New gen, just recently, this has become like a huge problem, and it's terrible. I lost like 3 games this weekend because I just couldn't stop the power shot. I didn't know how to stop it. And a random side note here, the Mystery Nation for that new objective is Cameroon that expires, I think, at content time today, I want to say. If you want that 1,000 coin boost for 5 matches plus a little pack, it's Cameroon. And we'll talk about the market after this UFL update. UFL dropped an update that did fix a couple of things here. Ball physics improvement. We've got foul detections. It's only in like very specific instances, but interception behavior as well in a throw-in instance, so it's very specific there. And then goalkeepers, looks like rebounds have been fixed there. So, but okay, on to the market now. We've got a player of the month, Mo Salah, on the way. Is that gonna make much of a change to anything, or, you know, what are we expecting here? Honestly, I would guess that you've got a very specific subset of players that could take a hit after Salah comes out. The 500k plus right wingers, that might have a bit of an impact on those guys, but outside of that, I'm not expecting too much. You know, Olise, right? 420, he's upgradable, but he's 420k, finesse shot plus, very similar to what Mo Salah is going to be. I know much different links, but you guys get the point. People will build their teams around Mo Salah if they want to complete him, right? This like very specific subset of player that probably doesn't do too hot, but other than that, I don't expect too much of a change. The market went down yesterday, like slightly, but really not that much. People were saying it crashed a lot yesterday, like it did for a very brief amount of time, but I mean, you can even see here, cheapest sale last 24 hours is 697. Like she's 785 now. I mean, the market's rebounded up quite a bit since that Dinho panic. So really the same market trend we talked about yesterday should remain. And Fodder, is that a good buy because of a Mo Salah SBC? Right now it's actually up a little bit. It is 89s at 22,000. We've seen them much lower this year. Their base price seems to be about 18,000. Seems to be like 89's base price. 90s are like 27,000 when they're at their buy price. So you could expect to maybe see 91s rise, like Haaland and Rodri, right? Because 92s are so rare. I think these cards are good buys for like any big giant SBC that comes out, because there's only, what, 3 of them in Haaland, Rodri, and Bomati. Sausage is not going to be in packs for very much longer. So 91s there would probably be like your best option if I had to guess, if you want to buy stuff for Mo Salah SBC. But, and to buy fodder, really, I think we're going to have to wait until there's something in packs that people want to pack. Right now, there just isn't a whole lot. And okay, let's read some of your comments now. And we got Michael Robbins, who basically says Hanlon's Razor. Okay, if you've been around for a while, you know I've spit about Hanlon's Razor before, all right? Us real debate nerds know about that. Never attribute something to malice that can equally be explained by incompetence. And I think that's facts, okay? But however, did Hanlon see Electronic Arts coming? Okay, did he see that? Because when you have this level of incompetence, that's a different story to me. Like, there's levels to incompetence. If there's a level like this, to me, it has to be so incompetent that it's almost a leap of faith more to believe it's incompetence. And it still could be. It still could definitely be incompetence. It just almost, it's almost a leap of faith at that point, like I said. But I don't know. What do you guys think? And then yes, Donnie says, what are you moaning about? People packed good cards. That's a good thing. And you're exactly right. That is a good thing. If you pack Dinho, and I was one of them, if you pack Dinho, I'm extremely happy for you. Like, genuinely, you deserve a card in your team that is as good as Ronaldinho. I talked about this last year with the Messi situation, where I'm like, if you got Messi, I'm very happy for you, because you deserve a Lionel Messi in your team. If you're a hardcore player, like, you deserve a crazy card in your team, at least one, right? You definitely deserve that. So getting that out of the way, right? In a vacuum, people getting good cards like that, that's great, and it's only a good thing for the consumer. But I just was talking about the fairness aspect, where it's like, it's just not fair. It obviously is not a fair and balanced way to go about giving people good cards, right? Obviously not. I mean, yesterday I got Ronaldinho, an 8 million coin card, and I was upset about it because of the whole situation. Now, maybe it's not even a mistake, and maybe I am just smoking my own shit. What does that even mean? But you know what I'm trying to say here is that I was annoyed by it because I just want fairness. You know, like, I just wanted fairness fairness, and obviously opening a pack that you didn't realize had maybe more of an increased odds at getting Ronaldinho in it, and if you just weren't there, then you missed out. Like, that wouldn't be fair. Maybe that's not the case here, though. There's a chance that that's not. So it's still for the consumer. Like, this is a good thing that EA are making these kinds of mistakes. Like, people out there got Dinho that deserve Dinho, but my point is that more people deserve Dinho than what got it almost. So my point is that I want more people to have good cards, is kind of my point. But then there was stuff like this. This guy says, I got him twice, LOL, and I got Messi last year with the 3 throw-up emojis. Like, getting him twice, it's just so hard to believe that was like normal pack weight. It's very hard to believe that. But the thing is, it's probably gonna be a mystery for the rest of the year. I'm assuming they won't address it, and we will just kind of have speculation about whether it was a mistake or whether it wasn't. And I think most of us are in agreement that it probably was, and all we can go off of is just that, we think. And yeah, but hey, thank you for being here. Appreciate you all so much. I love you all. See you soon. Peace.